Copic markers. What are they? Did they truly come from space? Did Copics build the pyramids? Does Bigfoot know how to use Copic markers? Does Bigfoot know I'm thinking of him? How to art! Welcome, friends, doodlebugs. This is a Copic marker tutorial. I'll be walking you through some of the materials and giving you some buying guides and tips, as well as shading, blending techniques, do some demonstrations, get you inspired to draw. My name is Mary Doodles. I do art videos on YouTube every week, from tutorials to drawing and painting videos, time lapses. If you like what you see, just hit that subscribe button and the alert button. You'll get more of it. And if there's anything I missed in this video, or you have your own tips that you want to share, leave a comment below. Share with the world, share with the rest of us, share. And one last specialty thing before we dive in. So Mondays through Fridays, I'm gonna be on Instagram Live, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, doing a daily doodle. Come join, come hang. It'll be fun. Mwah! Let's jump into it. Copic markers are a alcohol-based professional grade marker. They come in a variety of different types. I primarily use the sketch markers. These include a brush tip and a chisel tip. Wow! And they are refillable. I love that. They can be a bit pricey. We all know this. They can range from, I heard one person say $2 to $7. I've seen them for $10 a piece. You can buy them in variety packs or individually. And while they may give you a bit of sticker shock, I've found that with Copic markers, if you're gonna be using marker a lot, the ability to refill them just makes them way more cost effective in the long run. So what do you need to get started with drawing Copic markers? Well, first you need the markers. You can find Copic marker sets of gray tones. You can also find sets of flesh tones, earth tones, your primary colors. So what I did was I started with a set of gray tones, and then I believe I got a set of earth tones. And from there, anytime I had extra pocket cash and I was at the art store, I just grabbed some more Copic marker colors, which leads me to this nifty chart. Look at this, it's upside down. Copic marker hand color chart. I really wish I could refer to where I found this. And what this is it lists off all the colors, and anytime I would get a new marker, I'd fill in the color box that aligns with its color code. And then this is just all folded up and creased because it would be in my wallet for when I was at the art store. Color code, what's the color code? So Copic markers come with a nifty little color code to help you identify the colors. For example, I've grabbed BG15. This is aqua. Now, BG tells me that it's blue-green, much like this other BG18. But these are two very different colors. I'm saying BG15 instead of 15 because these two numbers have two different indicators. The first number, in this case 1, is indicating the tone of that color. The scale goes from 0 to 9, 0 on the low end, 9 on the high end. So in this case, 1 is on the low end, so there's not going to be a lot of gray tone to this marker. For comparison, this is BG72 ice green. So that first number is a 7, that's higher on the scale, which means it's higher on the gray tone. You'll notice it has a little bit more gray to it. Whoa. And the second number is all about the color intensity. So this is 15. 5 is kind of, it's a little bit lighter. But this marker, BG18, teal blue, I love you, that's 8. That second number is an 8, which means it's higher on the scale, which means higher color intensity. Isn't this fun? And that's how the color code works with Copic markers. And you can use this to help you blend colors. And I'll show you how to do some color blending right now. Let's do some shading. I'm gonna do a demonstration just picking one color. In this case, it is carmine. I'm going to color in this part of this figure, and I'm gonna try and make an even, smooth plane of color, trying to keep it streak free. You'll notice a lot of times with markers, we know if you go really fast, it gets streaky and you get these lines. Beauty of Copic markers is that they kind of feather out. There's a time where they're settling into the fibers of your paper and bleeding out, and that's an optimal time to blend and smooth things and get a nice velvety color. Takes a little bit of practice to get this down. If you want to practice this on your own, it helps to draw a circle or a square. Give yourself a simple shape. Practice doing an even field of one solid color. Now I'm going to give this a moment to sit and settle. You know, it's not going to smudge like paint at all, but that pigment is still settling into the paper. And you can go over that again with another layer. This time I'm using smaller, tighter circles. Look at that. The more I work this one area, the darker it gets. And let's say I want to blend this dark to that light and make it more of a gradient. You can do feathering. So I'm putting the brush on the paper and just using the shape of the brush and a quick flick of the wrist to kind of draw it outward from where it's dark toward where it's light. I like to keep my sketchbook or some scrap paper on hand to test out the colors if you're ever questioning how they're going to turn out on the page. So that's how you shade with just one color there. What if you want a more dramatic effect? Well, I'm going to quick fill in this guy. Now this chrome orange doesn't really have a lot of oomph in it to create a dramatic shadow, so you can bring in another color. This is warm gray W7. I'm just going to pick a side that I want to be in shadow. That's a pretty big difference. All right, this is the blender marker. It's a colorless marker, and what it does is it adds some more of the medium that carries the pigment to it. And suddenly that dramatically dark, warm gray is becoming this faded out gray tone. It is also creating this ripple, this line, because I'm basically pouring more of the medium, the fluid that carries the color, onto the page. It also helps to jump back and forth between colors. I'm going to add a little more orange. When you're blending, especially with such dramatic colors, a little bit of the darker color goes a long way. Also witnessed some insane people do things where they make their markers kiss like that to get one color onto the other. It might dirty up your nib a little bit, but look at that. You can also incorporate several markers of the same color to create some shade. So let's go back to those blue-greens. I got blue-green aqua here. I'm gonna take the blue-green 72 Iced Ocean. This is the grayer version with short circular motions. I'm just gonna work it around wherever I want some shadow up here. And I want the top to be a little bit lighter, so I'm gonna feather upward. All right, and let's move into this blue-green, the teal blue. And this is the more vibrant version of this same color up here. All of these are blue greens. These are all colors from the same family, two of which have a little more gray tone in them. Just going over that base and give them a little bit of shadow on the tail. Why not? Now let's try blending several colors. I'm going to start with this blue. This is VO4 Lilac. From these two colors, I'm creating this whole different shade there. I'm gonna work my way down, blending these two together. I'm letting the very top be pure blue. There's gonna be a whole area in the middle that is a new purple made up of the two colors. Then as we get further down, we'll let this lilac be lilac. I'm gonna do this darker color. Maybe I'll do a sunset color. RO2, flesh color. You know, at first it's gonna be very different, stark difference in the lines, but as it mellows out over time, the colors soften up. So the trick is a little bit of patience and working it and going back and forth between the colors, almost massaging those colors together, rubbing them like you're rubbing his tummy. Just rub his tummy. VO9. Ooh, and this is a much darker violet. Now this is going to be a more delicate blend. I'm going to add in this flesh tone. You can see already as I'm working it in, that darker violet's starting to fade a bit as these colors blend together. You know, you feel like marker is so permanent, but with Copics, you really do have a grace period where you can dilute and blend and mix, and that is what makes them so fun to work with. But go slow and steady. Next, I want to try doing a mixture of 2 colors to create 3. So I've got light blue, B14, and red violet, 29, crimson. First, I'm going to draw my highlight side. I'm going to start with the crimson. I want to focus more on layering with this one. Now with this light blue, I'm going to go in, start with this little sliver just to test it. Oh, fun. And as I get to the red, I'm just going to slightly overlap that red, and you're going to see a hint of purple. Ooh, that's purple. You mix blue, you mix red, get a lovely purple here. Working it in with circular tight motions to loosen that up and then feathering it out. Can't be afraid to work it in. See how intense we can get this color. Feather that blue up there. Look at that. 2 very different colors. All right, and finally I'm gonna take this yellow 06, also known as yellow, yellow red 23, yellow ochre, yellow red 02, light orange. I'm gonna give it a nice gradient. Yellow on top, light orange on the bottom. And then I'm gonna go back to this B14, light blue. It's the same as the belly on the Stimpy colored guy right to his left. But when I put it on the yellow, I get this green. This is the fun part about Copic markers, is the colors that you can come up with. I like to mix on the page. I like being surprised. If you want a little more certainty in your life, you can keep that scrap paper right next to you, or a sketchbook, a place where you can test out these colors before you put them down on your drawing. There you go. It's just a little demo page of some effects you can get from Copic markers. They're so colorful and bright. Hope you enjoyed this demonstration of Copic markers and that it helped you out. If you have any questions, if you have any tips of your own, or requests for future video topics, please comment below. I'm on Instagram weekdays, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, doing a daily doodle. Come join. I just sit and chill for 45 minutes and draw whatever people suggest. I'm here on YouTube every week. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss anything. And if you want to support this channel and what's happening here, you can just watch these videos or share them with those that you love or those that you hate. Or you can go to Patreon and support me on Patreon. And I have a shop at marydoodles.com where I sell some of my wares. Thank you so much for watching Doodlebugs. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye. You wanna go throw a ball? You wanna go have fun? I'm sick of me too.